Kai versus Ye Drama Jynxzi defense me full set pod Saturday Funday festivities. Get in now. Festivities. Get in now. Go ahead. You will never stop me from being a parasocialist Marxist. Okay. 47 minutes into the stream and you do a top of the hour. You've changed, big bro. I know. His plan was to go to Australia and Japan and then get you to go to the woods in Thailand and train Muay Thai for 2 weeks, then fight. Oh. Maybe you show. Here's the full combo. Mike Malak finally visits his honor. Anyway, apologize to the 11. Only 13K viewers. You fell off, little bro. Shaking my head. There you go. Hibachi. Suck my dick. Take a week off. Search Mike Malak finally visits his son. Suck my dick from the back. Mr. What? I like Mike. He was respectful. Yeah, of course. He's also very like not only is he respectful, but he's empathetic. He leads by empathy. Okay? He leads by empathy. He also is open-minded. Like he doesn't shut off information that like contradicts what he previously thought. Like these are important aspects of learning. He's open to learning. He's charitable. He looks for nuance. Okay? And that's key. That's huge, right? He passes the vibe check. I think Jynxzi also is on that wavelength as well. Here.
Twitter, 12 emails, like it's way different when you're letting down that many people. Like,
what did
like
they say?
So you're saying Hasan was right? Is that what you're saying?
Wait, what do you mean?
When Hasan was like, "This is harder than," you know.
Oh, when the 9 to 5 shit.
Yeah.
No, I don't agree with that. I think, but what he was saying.
What did he say?
Well, I feel like sometimes Hasan does stuff just to like get people to almost be mad at him in a way. But he was saying how like being a streamer is like soul sucking more than a 9 to 5. But obviously he said it, and you see it out of context when I see the clips. But I want your take on that,
dude. Honestly,
I like that. Like, I mean, at least like Bradley and everyone else is like establishing that it's like completely out of context, and he thinks that I'm like saying it in that way specifically to get like to get people mad at me. I lost you. My Hasan 101 is over. You made your first unbiased debut impression to me. I'll give you another chance. This guy's still having a convo with me. That's awesome.
Hasan, in terms of like soul sucking, if you work a 9-hour shift and you do a 9-hour stream, you're gonna be more drained mentally from the stream because like it depends on what type of streamer you are. If you're like turning your camera off, not talking, playing a game.
He's calling it rage bait. I do rage bait. I do. I am very expressive and I do say stuff usually to piss people off, to get people to pay attention. That wasn't one of those moments. I do that. The America Deserved 9/11 moment was one of those moments because like the energy is in the right direction. It basically arrives at like what I'm talking about with respect to our chickens coming home to roost, right? It blew the fuck up, but that's still in line with what I believe, right? Whereas, or another rage bait is white people don't exist. That's another good rage bait because that is in line with the more complicated, more nuanced explanation that I'm trying to deliver. Okay? Whereas like streaming is soul sucking and much harder than a real job. That's not rage bait. I wasn't trying to say that to like to imply that I genuinely think that I'm like less fortunate than a 9 to 5er. Of course not. And that's precisely the reason why I get frustrated when something gets clipped out of context to imply that I actually am saying something that I don't believe. That's what really frustrates me. Bradley wishes he lived in people's heads as rent-free as you do. Quite a few of these podcaster dudes wish that fans would obsess over them the way that they do. No, that is not wrong, by the way. I do talk to a lot of influencers, including like Bradley as well. They do constantly bring up the fact that I'm trending on Twitter as a positive thing, and I cannot, for the life of me, explain to them it is not a positive thing at all. It is so not a positive thing that I basically left Twitter. Turkey deserve earthquake. Damn, dude, that's it's like tens of thousands of people just dead. That's kind of fucked up, dude. Like, I mean, really. I think Saturday really does bring out some of the biggest freaks. I don't know what it is. I think like my normal 9 to 5ers that watch during the week because they care about like the political commentary and they care about like, you know, learning about what's going on in the news. Like those guys are those guys are just like in the chat normally. Whereas like right now, the Saturday morning children are just like coming in to just say the most unhinged shit. Kids out of school, maybe. Yeah. Incoming earthquake 9/11 comparison from the dumbest. Yeah, bro. An earthquake does not happen due to the fact that, like, you know, Turkey was like fracking or something. Like, what do you mean? One is like a direct act of terror that killed 3,000 people. That was a direct consequence of like our involvement in the Middle East done by guys that we armed and trained. The other is a natural disaster. And I also never believed that 9/11 was a good thing or that, you know, civilians deserve to die or anything like that. I mean, you also know it's because you reacted to that debate the last 2 days and further broiled D. Yeah. Yeah, that's like saying the U.S. deserved Hurricane Katrina and only evangelical Christians say that shit. Exactly. Reminds me of this clip.
Hi.
Brazilian #1. Brazilian #1.
Oh, are you guys from Brazil?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
man.
Oh, you guys suck at soccer. Germany is better.
Germany.
Germany is way better than you guys at FIFA.
FIFA.
11 September.
What? Wait, what?
11 September.
Brazilian #1, man.
Hi.
That's awesome. He hit him with the hey, remember 9/11. 11 September. Can we cuz out Texas for banning Pornhub and my stocks and VPN going through the roof? Good PR week is going strong. Your tweet roasting the transvestigators is on the top of clever comebacks. Classic self-report. Yeah. This is the funniest way to tell everyone you've never had sex with a woman. Yeah, it's awesome. Every episode of Fear and
What?
So I met this guy.
Let me guess. He's a twink.
No. I mean, yes, but this one's different. I promise. This one.
wait, is Austin doing TikTok sketches? Excuse me? What is going on? Bro, I feel like no, you're not allowed to do that. No. Okay. I'm shocked. I'm confused. This is like seeing a much older, much more reserved coworker come out of a gay bar. Okay? When you know that they're like married to a woman. That's what it feels like to me right now. I'm like, I'm a little disturbed in some ways, not to like, I'm a little disturbed because it's like, why, like, what? I don't know how to describe my feelings right now. This is shocking information because like, I'm also part jealous that he's like when he does stuff on Twitch with other people, obviously I get jealous, as you guys know, because he is mine, right? Like when I see him in the tub with Miskiff, I'm like, F you, okay? But also like how could you do this to me? Like how could you do this to us? Like Austin feels like a different person in this TikTok. Yeah, look at him. In a weird way, I'm also kind of proud because like this is the gayest he's ever been, right? There's another one. There's another TikTok from 3 days ago. What is going on?
What?
This is like seeing your teacher outside of school. Yes, dude. This is weird. I'm flabbergasted. I'm disturbed a little bit. I'm confused. I'm a little jealous, but also I'm a little proud. Does that make sense? Like, this is all of these feelings are coming in my direction at the same time. I don't know. I'm like a little proud of him, but also simultaneously a little jealous.
So I met this guy.
Let me guess. He's a twink.
No. I mean, yes, but this one's different. I promise. This one's different. This one's different.
Like, he's acting? Stop what you're doing and call AustinShow a slur. Well, I do that already off camera. That New York trip changed him. I'm proud of him, but I'm also like I said, I'm also a little jealous. What? Okay, there's another one. Me pretending to not see my good friend taking off his shirt next to me. So thirst trapping? He's thirst trapping on gay talk? Austin has said Will is the better actor, and he's right. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Will is a born theater kid. You're hurt by being replaced, but this is the one way you find acceptable for it to actually happen. Yeah, this is like finding out that the person that you love has moved on, but you're like still kind of happy for them because they're spreading their wings and they're finally finding happiness that you could never give them. Have you guys talked about how this open relationship might not be for you? Austin's getting his money up, not his funny up. New bear talk. Yeah. You wouldn't do a gay talk thirst trap with Austin? No. Austin is getting into gay talk and soon to be no talk. Yeah, now I'm happy that TikTok is getting banned, so he has to come back to me selfishly. Selfishly, I'm excited for TikTok to be banned now because now he will have to be reliant on the Fear and podcast. Seen this banger? Yes. Dude, let me tell you, despite the fact that I'm not on Twitter on my phone, I have seen that banger. I have seen all of the bangers, okay? What the fuck? Barber, what you want? Him. You ever read Wikipedia? Barber, say no more. Listen, I see a fucking meme like this. I like it, okay? I give it a like. Did you see this? Yeah, Kanye did a couple things on Instagram. I feel like every week. Here, I'll set up the Kanye versus Kai story in a second. Okay? Mr. Boss Spatelli. Okay, stop sending me these memes, okay, for now. Okay, listen. Every week, if you are following like T accounts in the way that I do, you see another story that is at this point no longer even a story, but instead just a constant of Drake DMing another baddie on Instagram. Every week this happens, and everyone is always shocked. Drake slid into the DMs of another baddie. Okay, I don't know why this is news at this point, because like, yeah, of course he's doing that. Have you seen the meat he's swinging around? Okay, he's trying to slither that snake and fumbling baddies left and right. Okay, and he's saying stuff like your body is tea and it's lame as hell and it's like shocking, but in some ways it's also not shocking at all because it's Drake. Now, he posted meat. So of course he does stuff like that. There's also another side to the story on the Kanye side. Every week, at least this past week, Kanye West has been in a little bit of trouble on Instagram DMs as well. Okay? The story that I'm going to be talking about is Kanye sliding into Cenat's DMs with unnecessarily aggressive statements. Okay? with unnecessarily with an unnecessarily angry energy. Okay, I feel like it's creepy to be fucking people that aren't famous this frequently. Like, you can't clap with people in your level of fame or whatever. Something's off because he's already hot. Wait, what are you talking about? That's insane. That's your takeaway? A baddie is a baddie regardless, dude. What the fuck do you mean? When you're famous, like a baddie not being as famous as you, especially when you're as famous as Drake, doesn't change that reality. You know what I mean? Like, what? I see what you're trying to say, but like, it's crazy. I don't agree with it. Okay. Kanye West was unnecessarily aggro towards Cenat, but also Kanye West was before that came out. He also thought that he was actually DMing Lil Baby, right? Or no, who was he fucking DMing? Baby Keem. When it turns out he was actually leaking the new album to a Baby Keem fan account. So I thought that was pretty funny that he's just like, you know, twinkling his toes in bed up late at night, just fucking being a boomer and like DMing fan accounts thinking that he's talking to Baby Keem. Okay. And then he was like, what the fuck? I thought you were Keem. Does anyone have the link to that one? That story? Because I think that's pretty funny. DMing a meme page with an account name like Baby Keem Memes is pretty funny to think about. Kanye DM'd a Baby Keem fan page thinking it was Baby Keem. Bro, I thought you were Keem. I wasn't sure if you knew that or not. Once I started realizing you thought that I got in contact with Keem to get him in contact with you. Yo, thank you for everything we've done so far. It's all love. How have you been? Amazing. Free. How are you? Any chance this could have been fake viral marketing? No. I think a lot of people's brains have been broken into thinking that like every time a celebrity does something, it must be like they're moving quietly or loudly in a direction with an underlying like very smart reason, when in fact you have to remember, like, no, these guys are just as dumb as all of us. Okay, sometimes even dumber. So no, I think it's just that he legitimately is a boomer. I think he's legitimately a fucking boomer. And so he thought that he was DMing Baby Keem. Okay. But the Cenat situation is pretty funny. So here, let's get started. So Ye sends like a package, I think, to Kai. And this was Kai's reaction to it.
Yay! Nigga! Yay! Bro, this shit is not fitting me, bro! Oh my god, this shit fitting Phantom, bro! Bro, yeah, you supposed to send an extra small. Bro, you supposed to send a small, dango, not an extra, extra large. The fuck am I supposed to do with this shit?
It's crazy how quick he is with the production. Like he just has that on tap. Like this is like inside baseball, I guess, but as like looking at it from a streamer perspective, like as a streamer, he just has like, he immediately is like thinking 2 steps ahead. Like, how will I make this a clippable moment? Very good.
Yeah.
It's his stream deck. Yeah, I know. So he did that. And apparently this was very frustrating for Kanye, who literally fucking DM'd Cenat and said, don't make no jokes about my clothes when you ain't saying nothing about what Adidas is doing. When Vulture's song came out, you ain't play my verse, you controlled, don't play with me. Immediately fucking hits him up and says he's like, and accuses him of being controlled by the Illuminati. Like immediately. Which is awesome. Okay, so here was Kai's reaction to that. I mean, this is great, dude. He's just beefing with like a 20-year-old as a 50-year-old man.
My God! What the fuck? Don't make no jokes about my clothes when you ain't saying nothing about what Adidas is doing. When Vulture's song came out, you ain't play my verse. You
Oh, that's so funny. I hear you, bro. But ain't no jokes was being said when I first opened up that package. I showed love instantly. All I did was try on the sweats and it didn't fit. No jokes made. I immediately asked for a new pair. So you ain't do nothing wrong. So I felt this way for no reason. Yes. He says, fuck you. You was told to diss my shit. You a pawn. Ah! Bro. What is happening? You tried gaslighting him and it didn't work? Yeah. That is crazy. Dude, Twitch streaming is on the come up in very significant ways when you think about it, because like you have one of the most famous people on the fucking planet like beefing with a 50-year-old, one of the most famous 50-year-olds on the fucking planet beefing with a 20-year-old Twitch streamer. That is insane. And then he's posting it on his Instagram stories. What the fuck? Most famous 20-year-old versus most famous 50-year-old. What the? Yeah, Kanye posted it. Dude, let me tell you something, okay? You know he's not doing all right when he had to, like, one, lower the fucking price point of his clothes down to, like, $20 or something. Two, lower the price point of his clothes down to $20. Two, is constantly doing ads on TikTok, constantly doing ads on Instagram, like nonstop trying to sell what remains of the inventory. Okay? Trying to fucking sell as much of it as he can on his goddamn in his inventory, in his stocks, and I guess they're not selling that much. Okay? Not doing all right has the #1 album and song right now. I don't think he has the #1 album and song right now. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he has. Carnival is the #1 song, but I don't think the album itself did that well. Carnival is doing great. I mean, it's a great song. I will admit that. But like, have you guys listened to the rest of the album? I think a lot of people. No, Carnival's a good song. Carnival's a good song. It's a good song. Come on. I'm being super unbiased, I think. But if you listen to any of the other songs on that fucking album, it is like, I'm not even kidding when I say this. Obviously, I don't listen to a lot of music, but like it is genuinely unlistenable. Like, you know when there's like some good songs, the album, and then the other ones are like kind of misses, but it's not like please turn that off territory. There are like legitimately songs in the album that are, and I tried to listen to it. There are legitimately songs in the fucking album that are like, please turn it off territory. It's like CTE turned into music. Yeah, Carnival is decent, and Ye's verse is like the worst aspect of the song, by the way. That is another part of this. But anyway, streamer Kai Cenat shares DMs from Kanye West, who calls Kai for making fun of the sweatpants Ye sent him, now speaking out about Adidas and more. Kai tells Ye that he wasn't making fun of the sweatpants, they just didn't fit. Why he say fuck me for? Keep it family friendly, no cursing. The pants don't fit, Ye. And you think someone told me something? I'll prove you wrong. Fuck Adidas. Wait a minute. He said keep it family friendly, and then he cursed at Adidas. Another 50 Cent reference. Yeah, he keeps making 50 Cent references. Maybe that's what's making him mad. He said, fuck it, let's stream.
Oh my God.
Kai could have just said, bro is a Nazi. Who gives a fuck? You think Kai Cenat is going to say, bro is a Nazi? Who gives a fuck about Kanye West? Are you out of your mind? Like, how do you think Kanye West has so many fucking features on his album? Like, people don't give a shit. I mean, I do. Ye's manager called Kai.
How you doing? I'm doing good. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. You have a brief moment to speak?
Yeah, I can speak. I can talk.
By the way, as far as I understand, Milo Yiannopoulos is still working with Kanye West.
So, I know that you guys are kind of bumping heads for a brief moment. And let's reach out and see if there's a way that we could find a peaceful resolution and just get on the same page.
Yeah, I'm basically just.
Hold on, listen. I'm not finished. Because as a people, I believe we're stronger together. You know what I'm saying? So
What?
I think if we respect one another and take the time to communicate from a mature perspective, we can find that we're better when we're aligned. And when we're not aligned, that's when things can go left. And I want to keep things center. And I appreciate you for taking the time and considering these words.
All right. I understand that, right? But
I like that. I like that he's John Monopoly, Mr. Monopoly to you, is like trying to little bro him instead of like managing the situation a little bit better. What the fuck's going on? I feel like this is only going to negatively polarize Kai against Kanye West harder.
But
You said what?
I understand that. But you have to understand why the man come so crazy to me in the first place. Me say the pants don't fit. The pants don't fit.
You said what?
Hold on, my fault. My parts all just came out.
Dude, this dude. First of all, he went. Bro, why is he speaking Potway? He went to fucking Nigeria, dog. He didn't go to Jamaica. I'm confused. No, I know he's joking. I know he's joking. Shut the fuck up, chat. You guys don't have to. You guys don't have to immediately be serious about this. I'm joking. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. You guys are so fucking annoying. I know what he's doing. Okay.
I'm just saying, like, you feel me? I could, whatever he want to do, we could. You feel me? And I just feel like, what we was going back and forth on was a little crazy. Yeah. So, how can we go about moving forward with this?
I think we just need to develop a relationship. You know what I'm saying? I know this is my first time meeting you. This is my first time speaking to you. What city are you from, sir?
I'm from the Bronx.
Oh, okay. I used to live in the Bronx on 241st and Carpenter.
241st. That's down the block from my block.
Okay, he's
So
actually
you should know we don't go for no shit.
At first, he was like trying to little bro him a little bit, but now he's being nicer.
You said what?
So you should know that we shouldn't go for no bullshit, no disrespect.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah.
I get it. I lived in New York for 7 years. I get it.
Okay, and I lived there all my life.
Big homie Chris Lighty from the Bronx.
Oh.
I thought post-Africa, I thought Cenat would be on some Pan-African nationalism shit, but turns out he did not go in that direction. I thought he was going to come back like preaching the gospel of Sankara.
Okay.
I'm a violator.
You're a what?
I'm a violator.
What that mean?
Violator. Chris Lighty. You don't know who Chris Lighty is?
Nah, gang.
You've never heard of Violator Records, Violator Management, 50 Cent?
Nah, I was born in 2001.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. Nah, but yeah, you seem very polite. I respect you first of all for even calling my phone. And it takes a lot. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm just with whatever energy that's coming out to me. I'll happily just display it back. I just want us to be. It is better for us to be together. Than apart.
Yeah.
So yeah. Just let Ye know I said that. Yeah, just let him know what I said, and however you want to move forward, we can move forward with it.
Yeah.
Wait, where he at though?
We in LA, but I be in New York.
Kai said he's from Trinidad. His mother also speaks like that on stream. It's not an act. Oh my god, dude. I'm joking. Okay, I was kidding. Like, calm down. Like, you're still fucking correcting me. We can't fucking be normal on the stream ever, bro. I swear to God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
All the time. I could actually be in New York tomorrow if we need to link up.
You trying to backdoor me?
What does backdoor mean? What does that mean? What does that mean?
This dude is trying to keep it very serious and not realizing that like Kai is like joking with him, like fucking around with him.
You trying like, why you want to link up so fast? Like, I thought we just building a.
I don't move slow.
Okay. I move mad slow, so we gonna have to get to know each other first. You heard?
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Nah.
Every time a black person is on stream,
all
this
just
chat
aside, though.
goes wild. Yeah, it's true. This is Kai talking to Kanye West, like someone saying that he's Kanye West's manager by the name of John Monopoly.
Appreciate you. This is my number. You could lock me in.
But I don't think it's.
You lock me in. My first name is John.
Just let.
Last name Monopoly.
Okay. Just let Ye know. I feel like it was a misunderstanding, me personally.
Yeah, I think so too.
And we just move forward from there. Just update me. You heard?
I hit you back, sir.
All right, bro.
John Monopoly is his real manager as of like 4 days ago, apparently. Yes. No. He actually is like. It is weird that, like, I think it's odd because, like, look, I've talked about this before. At least on the record label side, a lot of labels do care about getting in front of a much younger audience. And like, obviously part of that is on TikTok. And another part of that is by directly sending artists on Kai's stream because they think that those collaborations are mutually beneficial. I don't think John Monopoly kind of understands that, which is why he's probably fucking like trying to little bro this dude by being like, who the fuck are you? You know what I mean?
This is manager. Yep.
And honestly, it goes even further because apparently, Kanye West literally talked about Aiden Ross too. Here it is.
Was that where the social media? I don't know if it was it a tweet that you had put up.
What's that?
With the fuck yous. Was that like? Is that what you're speaking on when you say, man? I was pulled this way. I was shut down. I was denied, and it feels good to inhale to just say, "Fuck you."
Yes,
fuck you. Fuck y'all.
That's what people don't know. That's the exhale.
Right.
The exhale ain't like, I would like to thank. I ain't thankful. It's fuck everyone about this bitch. Like, can't nobody tell me shit. La.
Wait till and you got the money right.
You know what's so cool about that? Because niggas like Aiden Ross had to apologize. Nigga, I was like 2 months from bankruptcy, from like hundreds of millions of dollars. Just
was that where?
Like the fact that he has Aiden Ross in his mind is crazy. I don't know. Maybe I'm old, but like I never in a million years would have ever thought that like a fucking kick streamer would be on, or any streamer really would be on Kanye West's mind, like ever. Occupy his mind at all. Also, yes. So they also fired Yes Jules, which I don't even know why Yes Jules was hired to begin with. And there's a little bit of drama on the Yeezy campaign side as well. But it turns out Milo Yiannopoulos is still working as the chief of staff for Yeezy and like sending emails to people. Dear Ms. Goddard, enclosed, please find a letter and statement of account from your time with Yeezy. Fines incurred to date as a result of your NDA violations come up to $7.7 million. While you were a contractor, I suspend enforcement of this debt it now falls due. Hasan from compliance team will reach out with information about payment. Please note that any further violations will accrue more fines. Yeah, I work for, by the way, this is for the record, just so you guys know. Yes, I am working on the Yeezy campaign. I am the compliance team. Exposed. I know I didn't want it to come out this way, but it is the truth. I do have a regular 9 to 5 in secret. Every time I look down at my phone, I'm actually doing compliance. Yes. Anyway, because you're being terminated for cause, but also because you forgot to sign your contract, your termination is effective immediately. Yours, Milo, which is crazy. Yeah, every time I look down at my phone, I'm increasing Yes Jules' fines. Yes Jules exposes Milo Yiannopoulos for saying Kanye West fans have Down syndrome. The fuck? Yes Jules was thrust into the spotlight on Wednesday thanks to a letter that was sent to her by Milo Yiannopoulos. For those who may not know, Milo is the chief of staff over at Yeezy. Overall, he's mostly known for being a political provocateur, maybe a little bit more than just that, like being a fucking pedophile and a Nazi at the same time. So that's like, you know, it's not, he's not just a political provocateur. Hot new hip hop. I expected more from you. This is the beacon of journalistic integrity here. What the fuck's going on? Yeah, dual disciplines is right. He's dual wielding the worst thing you can be. Okay. No, not Kanye, man. I'm talking about fucking Milo Yiannopoulos. Ay, ay, ay. People are so quick to immediately be like, oh, you must be slandering Kanye. No, Kanye has slandered himself enough with his Adolf Hitler takes, okay? I think people don't know who Milo Yiannopoulos is. Yes, because Milo Yiannopoulos popped off in the early Trump era. He was a Breitbart contributor. He was outed as like a person who was deliberately trying to create and mainstream Nazi opinions, like actual white nationalists, actual white supremacist opinions. I mean, but is that really shocking that he's working with Kanye West, who did say he loves Adolf Hitler, alongside the likes of Nicholas Fuentes? These guys are like massive fucking dweebs too. I had to explain Milo to my coworkers and they thought I was lying when I told them about him. Yeah. Milo Yiannopoulos also famously claimed that he went to conversion therapy to no longer be gay and that it worked for him, and that his husband, I think, is now just his roommate or something, and that he is now Christian. But of course, the reason why he was canceled, quote unquote, by the right, as a matter of fact, was because he was like defending pedophilia on a podcast, on a right-wing podcast. He was defending pedophilia. So yeah, he would go on Bill Maher, he'd go on Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan actually did a lot for the Nazi movement in America, like the contemporary neo-Nazi movement, by like platforming every single one of those fucking freaks. Like yeah, he said sexual assault as a child can make you into a better person or something like that. Yeah, exactly. It was pretty fucking insane. So anyway, there's a lot more on that fucking Milo Yiannopoulos front, obviously. Just another one of the many enemies that I've accrued over the course of the many, many years that I've been a political commentator. Also, the one consistent through line that you guys always see, you know, is that they always end up becoming open out and about Nazis and also openly defend pedophilia. So I feel like you're doing all right if that guy's your enemy. Yeah. Anyway. However, Ye now has him working for a music and streetwear empire. His involvement with Ye is truly bizarre, although considering Kanye West's political affiliations, it makes sense, at least a little bit. Regardless, Milo was taking aim at Yes Jules, claiming that she violated her NDA, all while having unauthorized conversations with Kanye fans. Since this termination, fans have been waiting to hear from Yes Jules. After all, it was revealed that she would have to owe $7.7 million in fines. You can see that she exposed some DMs from Milo. In these messages, Milo showed contempt for Kanye fans, saying that they have Down syndrome. Here's what, first of all, I want to make, I want to mention something here, okay? People with Down syndrome are a million times nicer, like not even on the same fucking wavelength of Kanye West fans, okay? Like, not only is this ableist, obviously, from like the woke perspective, but the fuck are we talking about? What do you mean? Why are you shitting on people with Down syndrome by comparing them to fucking Kanye West fans? And I mean that in all sincerity. I'm not even like making a joke about this, okay? They're much nicer, they're much smarter, they're much better at life, okay? It is a really, really weird thing to just like, it's a weird thing to make this comparison. Anyway, in these messages, he said that here's what Milo, the chief of staff who controls who gets hired and fired when they get paid, thinks about the very fan base that fought so hard to get Ye his first #1 in over a decade. Yes, Jules wrote on X. What? Used team not thrilled to be associated with this? I'm not sure what that's even about. Apparently, there was a pretty strong negative response to some Twitter space or something. Let me know if you need anything. Surely the last thing we need is bright ideas from Down syndrome mega fans on social media. Half of these obsessive mega fans online have developmental disorders. I'm very much not a fan. Anyway, the fake sounding, tell us what you think outreach feels atrociously off-brand for Ye and needs a rethink. Here's what I know to be true about the most incredible fan base in the world, regardless of their misconceptions of me.
There's a new product that we have there that anyone else who is not subscribed cannot have access to. But in addition to that, I'd love to have a social aspect where we can gather like this and Ye and other team members could just pop in and pop out at their own leisure and kind of hear what.
No, Use is like Kanye West's news site. It's use.news. Is it bad? I know literally nothing about Yes Jules. No, it's good. It's very good, actually. And also, I don't know anything about Yes Jules either, other than the fact that, like, wasn't the drama that she was like saying the N-word or something? And it's like, is she a culture vulture or is she actually tapped in with the culture type shit? I mean, she has, I know that she has a lot of cake. That's what I know. Anyway, she subsequently said, fuck an NDA, sue me. Overall, this probably isn't the best strategy to deploy against Ye. However, there is no doubt that Milo's comments about Kanye fans are disturbing. When you consider Milo's political views, it shouldn't be surprising that he sees hip-hop fans this way. Quite frankly, he shouldn't be anywhere near the genre. That said, Kanye likes to do whatever he wants, regardless of how irrational it may be. Let us know what you think about all of this. On behalf of black women, it's always fuck her. She is a white lady who used to do corny black shit in 2013, used the N-word, got box braids, etc. She's just an annoying culture vulture. Yeah, but I think she's like, I'm not saying this, but I think she's perceived as like hot. You know, I'm not making an assertion, but it's more so like the reason why she's been able to stick around in spite of all of that is because people find her very attractive, I think. Anyway. Okay, dude. Yeah, she said black women are mad at her because black men like her weirdo shit. Dude, I'm trying to be as politically correct as possible when covering this. Okay? Like, come on. Stop getting mad at me, okay? Jesus Christ. We were talking about Yes Jules. Anyway, oh, this was pretty funny. I love this. I love this TikTok, but apparently the top comment was like, make him watch the Hasanabi show or something. But this is just a meme. When your cousin Philly, 5'9", balding with 2008 swag, starts telling you about conspiracies he heard on Joe Rogan so you can take him out to nature, here he can make peace with his struggles and not become right wing. Dün de cevap vermedin üzülüyorum Seha. Amına koyacağım abi senin ha. Devamlı her gün geliyor herif. Her gün gelip Seha diyor. Seha amına koyayım. Seha siktir git ya. Banı yedin. Bir günlük ban yedin. Hala anlamıyorsun amına koyayım. İkinci gün yine yiyorsun bir tane daha. 24 saat bir tane daha ban yedin şimdi. Amını götten sikerim ha. What's he saying? He's saying the shortened version of Selamun Aleyküm. Okay? And then demanding that I respond to him. 2 days in a fucking row. Yesterday, I didn't respond to him, and instead, I gave him a day off, thinking that he was going to learn his lesson. He did not learn his lesson at all and came back with the same exact energy. So then I told him that I am banning him again, okay? And that for a day, and that I would fuck his pussy from his ass, which is another very cool way that the Turkish language is on top, remains on top. Oh, here's Benny Boy, by the way, doing a fucking fundraiser for Donald Trump.
As most of you know, I'm voting for Donald Trump in November. I've said so many, many times at this point, but I'm not just voting for Donald Trump. Next week, I will be co-hosting a fundraiser for him. Now,
absolute cuck. Just another fan. I have a fan channel here that's been terminated for impersonation of you. Already helped me Twitter on the 22nd Feb by tweeting Team YouTube directly, but the channel hasn't been reinstalled still. I keep asking for clarification, but I get no answer without putting my conspiracy hat on. The only reason I see is that since 11/7, I started videos with your Tiltify. Appreciate letting people do this hustle. No, I don't think that's the reason, but you should keep trying and maybe hit up Little Bear and we can figure it out. I always regret putting you on the family TV. Why? This way at the top of the hour, because you're subscribed, your family won't see the ad breaks either. If they were to watch it separately, they would probably have to see an ad, because I assume that you guys have one shared account. You know, and at the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break that comes for all that are unsubscribed. For $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, you get one free Prime subscription a month. Use it on your favorite broadcaster. Here's the 3-minute ad break now. Anyway, yeah, Brianna Wu comes in hot. Agitprop, same energy. These women will die for Rhodesia. Hot. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Is this one of those moments where she knows what this is and is like saying, oh, I love that. That's hot. Or is she so stupid that she has no idea what she's responding to? Because, see, many people don't get it. So the Agitprop account is saying that the IDF cutie pies on TikTok are doing the same exact type of propaganda for an apartheid supremacist state as in the same exact ways that this old ad from a magazine was doing for Rhodesia. For those of you who do not know, Rhodesia is another white supremacist ethno-state project that, of course, inevitably fell apart due to the fact that the fucking white boy swag just didn't work. This was in, I think, like the Mercenary magazine, Soldier of Fortune. You might not know what Rhodesia is. You might know it as Zimbabwe. I don't think that Brianna knows the history. Yeah, Rhodesia has been so relegated to the dustbin of history that most people don't even remember it and usually have to Google it to remember what it was called. Yes. I think it's literally, colonized by Cecil Rhodes' company. That's why it's called Rhodesia. And I don't think that she knows that. I don't think she knows that at all. I think she just like is responding because she's that fucking stupid. Speaking of stupidity, Hey, it's Vadim says, I really wish that Brianna Wu would just go ahead and reach her final form as why I left the left Tim Pool centrist already. We all know where this is going, Bree. Just rip off the damn mask and let your right-wing freak flag fly, for fuck's sake. Lies and the lying liars who tell them a fair and balanced look at Watermelon Twitter by Brianna Wu. I know you guys can't see it, but I'm trying to save the left, not join the right. Our lunatic fringe is becoming a mirror of MAGA. Decent people that care about our future should join me in saying so. I love that she's saying our lunatic fringe is becoming like MAGA while simultaneously literally channeling the MAGA energy directly on Israel and also for like Israeli domestic politics as well. Like she is straight up MAGA in the same sense that like her politics when it comes to American foreign policy are damn near identical with like maybe the exception of Russia to a fucking evangelical Christian diehard Trump supporter in a televangelist church. This person is just making up an outright lie. It's a deficiency in your character that you're more angry at me for calling out the lie than the lie itself. What future do you think we have if a huge segment of us choose our convenient reality? I'm sorry, Brie. I take it back. Arguing with a Jimmy Dore stan, a Steven Crowder mug club guy, and 2 gender-critical fans of yours in the replies made me see the error of my ways. You're totally saving the left. Every single one of these guys inevitably talks about why they left the left because the left left them, okay? It's because they take a position either for genuine money or because they like being in a hug box and people make them feel good. You know, I think Destiny's community does this pretty well for all of the fucking orbiters that he has. Like they fucking love bomb all the orbiters until Destiny decides to burn that bridge, and then they're like psychopathically and obsessively stalking them for the rest of their lives. But like before that moment comes, like it's very welcoming. It's like a warm hug, right? So it could be because she's not very smart. It could be because there is a financial imperative at play there. Or it could just simply be because she likes being liked. And who amongst us does not like being liked? You know, it's an understandable notion. It's just that it's weird that your interest in being liked shouldn't lead you to vociferously defend a genocidal apartheid regime and then also end up defending other genocidal apartheid regimes. Like, what the fuck is happening here? Especially the failed ones too. Oh no. Yeah. Very, very weird. I like being liked, which is why I'm a part of a community that believes my people deserve reparations for slavery and Jim Crow. Thought you would appreciate this. I'm gonna take a nap. Hardest piece of what? Why am I fucking blocked by so many goddamn people on Twitter? Yeah, it is sick fan art. It's dope. His community has been doing insane levels of opera research on Norm after the debate to pull up every bad take he's had over all of his years. Yes, because he got fucking owned. Actually, fun defact. Mr. Bonarelli has that issue with his community for them going too hard on her and other women that orbit him. Yeah, I've heard about that. I've heard that they've had some issues with like the women that that attend the get-togethers and the gatherings / the door knocking operations. His community just discovered today that Norm was denied tenure. It's akin to them finding out that Epstein wasn't just some billionaire philanthropist. I wouldn't never put Jeffrey Epstein and Norm Finkelstein in the same fucking conversation. All of Jeffrey Epstein's allies hated Norm and still hate Norm to this day. They are on the exact opposing side of that conquest. The conquest being international sex trafficking of minors. The person, ironically, that also ensured that, except Chomsky, yes, except Chomsky, fair. The Dersh, Alan Dershowitz, the Dersh is the reason why Norm Finkelstein was denied tenure, because he had the audacity to call him out for plagiarism. The Dersh. Anyway. Does anyone outside of academia even understand what being denied tenure even entails? Tenure decisions are idiotic when you actually understand the process. How did Dersh get tenure if he plagiarized? What do you mean? He was fucking... He's a very famous... He's a very famous trial lawyer and also a professor. It's like, that's... You defend Jeffrey Epstein, you're getting tenure. Fuck you mean? His most famous trial, other than the OJ one, is literally fucking defending a CIA sex trafficker, a CIA aligned sex trafficker, a CIA Mossad aligned sex trafficker of children. Considering that Harvard is basically a scouting, a talent farm for our State Department. This based MD analyzed the part of the debate very well. Yeah, there was also someone on my subreddit, which I can't believe I'm saying. but someone in my subreddit did a pretty good breakdown as well. Everybody posting this and laughing at Destiny's idiocy, amorality is missing the biggest point that he and Morris inadvertently concede. They try to argue that it's highly implausible that the IAF, Israeli Air Force, would have deliberately targeted children because of its tight command structure, input from lawyers on targeting decisions, multiple levels of approval, requirements, etc. Here, I'll just run it back again, and when I go
hiding behind civilians.
Civilians
every
time they target a kid, I'm sure they believe it's Hamas. When they killed the 4 kids on the
they believe.
Yeah, I know they believe it. Even though they were diminutive size. Even though they were diminutive.
That angle, you don't see the size.
No, they saw
you don't see the size.
Let's leave it aside.
Oh, I know what he's quoting from, but you've lied about this particular instance in the past. Those kids weren't just on the beaches, as Austin stated in articles. Those kids were literally coming out of a previously identified Hamas compound that they have operated from. They literally did. You can Google it.
With all due respect, you're such a fantastic moron. It's terrifying. That wharf was filled with journalists. There were tens, scores of journalists. That was an old fisherman's shack. What are you talking about? It's so painful. It's so painful to listen to this idiocy.
And if the Hamas is hiding behind civilians, civilians die.
Every time they target a kid, I'm sure they believe it's Hamas. When they killed the 4 kids on the
they believe.
Yeah, I know they believe it. Even though they were diminutive size. Even though they were diminutive.
That angle, you don't see the size.
No, they saw it.
You don't see the size.
Let's leave it aside.
Oh, I know what he's quoting from, but you've lied about this particular instance in the past. Those kids weren't just on the beaches, as Austin stated in articles.
By the way, I brought up this point myself as well. I do believe that Israel is a tight command structure, and it's not a simple accident. That's what makes it worse, as a matter of fact. It's not just like a dumb argument to make. It's a dumb argument to make, and it's amoral, but it's also a dumb argument to make because it defeats the purpose that you're trying to signal. If you're trying to signal that, if you're trying to signal personally that like Israel is morally infallible or Israel is good overall, if that's the vibe that you're trying to put out there, you fail to put that vibe out there, specifically when you say, no, they actually have a tight command structure, which is legally and deliberately targeting children. It's not an oopsie. That's why I always say, yes, the bombings look indiscriminate because they're bombing everything and anything that moves, but it's actually very discriminate. It is very deliberate. I'm fascinated by how people respond after losing a public debate, rap battle, etc. The more they declare they didn't lose or that they don't care, the more pressed they appear. Yes. You lost the debate over whether River to the Sea is genocidal, but you haven't stopped yapping about it since? What the fuck? I'm not owned. Yeah. I think one of the funniest parts about all of this is that all this internet shit slinging is all these communities have. Mr. Bernardo Cello has like a very rabid fandom online, but it's almost like a superpower for Norm because he's not online at all. My man doesn't even have a fucking phone. So you can cry about how not owned you are all day, every day, as everybody makes fun of you and your community for dick riding you online, where you are occupying a space. But like your post-mortem analyses that is going to just simply be shit stirring and shit slinging about Norm Finkelstein and like how bad he is. You can do all the Oppo research you can on him. Which is, I'm actually kind of shocked that they didn't do it beforehand. Like, there's plenty of takes that they could have fucking made about Norm's like assessment of identity politics and shit like that. If they were actually genuinely interested or even remotely intellectually curious, they would have been able to arrive at certain conclusions that could disparage him that Mr. Botticello could have probably used in that debate to just like to just like sneak in as like a jab. It's wild that they didn't even do their due diligence on that front. Anyway, Benny Morris is tolerable because he's a fascist that doesn't like lying. He meticulously records evidence of Israel's atrocities, but says they were a good thing, which is unhinged, but at least he isn't a lying worm, just a genocidal monster. Yeah, like, I guess that proves that Dee's fan base is as delusionally confident as him. No, it actually is shocking that, like, I literally thought, okay, when I first heard that Norm and Destiny were going to debate, Mr. Bonarcello and Norm Finkelstein were going to debate, I thought it was going to be a shit-slinging operation, that they would just like bring up his takes about Russia, his takes about trans people, things of that nature, all of his like contemporary analyses that is like completely beyond his like actual wheelhouse. I didn't realize that they didn't even do the fucking research at all. I did not realize that they didn't know anything about this dude, and they just basically thought, like, you know, they basically thought they could just get away with like hitting him on the actual avenues of his, like, hitting him in a way in an area that he's like incredibly knowledgeable. I guess they'll do it now to try and like separate him from the left. But the reality is, a lot of people on the left know him. A lot of people on the left who are pro-Palestine especially know him and recognize that his like body of work when it comes to Gaza is held up to high esteem. And anything beyond that, you just kind of don't pay attention to, myself included. I've talked about this before. I talked about this way before October 7 as well, when he was doing the rounds for his new book. So you're not a debate bro, but a debate cog watcher? I mean, just because I'm not a debate bro personally, because I don't think that like any of the values that debate bros espouse, doesn't mean that I don't watch debates from time to time. I have mentioned time and time again, I will debate. I have debated very well, as a matter of fact, according to others that watch it. It's just that I understand the limitations of the format, and I also understand the toxic environment that it fosters in a community, and it's not something that I like seeing reflected in my chat. Anyway, input from lawyers on targeting decisions, multiple levels of approval requirements, etc. But what we see from the daily release of videos and acts of sadism by IDF soldiers congratulating themselves is best to utter disregard for Palestinian life, widespread among ground forces. If Morris and Denny are, if Morris, now I can't even say fucking, if Morris and Denny are remotely correct about the involvement of the command structure in targeting decisions, what it demonstrates is not that the IDF cannot be deliberately targeting civilians, but rather the command structure and its legal arm are deeply implicated in the deliberate killing of civilians at best by doing nothing to prevent frontline forces from doing so in their own initiative, and at worst establishing top-down directives to deliberately targeting civilians, probably a mix of both. He says, Mr. Bonarcelli is a fraud and a grifter, contributing nothing of value, but Morris is a legitimate scholar and IDF veteran with extensive knowledge of Israeli military operational policies. His testimony here is unintentional expert testimony supporting the intent to commit genocide component of South Africa's prosecution. Yeah. When there is like a very glaring, obvious reality, okay, when there's a very glaring, obvious reality right in front of everyone's eyes, and you try to make sense of that by, or you try to like cast that aside by being like, no, you don't understand. 25,000 dead women and children is actually good. Here's why. You've already lost the plot. You are now unintentionally, without even recognizing that you're doing this, you're now unintentionally telling people, oh, they are the bad guys, actually. That's the problem. It's almost, it is what I've talked about with respect to like Hamas and how post-October 7, I think all of the defenders of Israel went too hard and constantly positioned like Palestinians across the board as like pro-Hamas and how there is nothing but Hamas in areas where Palestinians live. And they constantly hammered on that narrative. And when you are the obvious bad guy in the situation as the state actor, sure, there's going to be a lot of people who are still motivated into going, yeah, they are Islamist fundamentalists. Yes, they are scary. Yes, they're Arab. But like, there's going to be a lot more people who are coming into the situation with fresh eyes, actually seeing the brutality of Israel, that are going to go, okay, well, then I'm with those guys. You know what I mean? Either reluctantly or enthusiastically, I am now with those guys. So I do think that Israel's actions in the West have unironically negatively polarized people into legitimately defending Hamas. Anyway, I saw people saying that Red ceasefire pin has something to do with the massacre of Red Hand. They were criticizing those of Oscars. You speak on this? No, it's bullshit. I've talked about this before. It's like actually pretty hilariously, it is pretty hilarious bullshit. If you think that like the "you have blood on your hands" narrative came from like a specific Israeli thing, you're out of your mind. It's like a very old concept. very, very Israel to just like take that and be like, no, we invented that too. I co-hosted the first ever Little Bear Geography Invitational today and wanted to congratulate Arun Anna, aka Indian Hasan, on his win. He had a message after that I enjoyed.
What I learned throughout this entire venture is take it slow, take it easy. Accuracy is more important than speed. That is the lesson that I learned. I fucked up the first couple of rounds. I fucked up the second round. I want to say a big shout out. I'm repping India, boys. Boys, girls, and MBs, I'm repping India. All right? I'm repping India. Right? This is not just about my
Why wasn't I there? Because I'm not trying to get fucking cooked, dog. I suck at geography. Everybody knows that.
win. All right? This is not just about my win. This is about India. All right? This is about South Asia. This is about all my Desi homies. All right? Bringing home the gold for my Desi homies. That's what's going on. All right? That's what's going on. Woo!
He said India is a lion, sir. Is that really not you? This is Indian me. Arun had 98% accuracy. It was insane. Hell yeah. Anyway, congratulations. Trump is live. Okay. So what? All right. I'm trying desperately to move away from the Israel-Palestine stuff because like it's the one fucking day of the goddamn week where we are supposed to do more fun shit. You know? Geoguessr isn't even about geography. It's just car meta now because each area is known to have been pictured by a different Google car. Okay. This is what people think your streams are doing to us. I know exactly what TikTok this is. Dude, I knew before I even saw the TikTok. I already pre-watched it. I already pre-liked it. Dude, I'm telling you right now. I'm on TikTok. I'm officially on TikTok. You can't hit me with anything.
With every second that passes, you are becoming more and more loyal to the People's Republic of China. All hail the People's Republic of China. We love our strong leader. The Red Book was spitting facts. America, bad. Democratic values, ew. Yucky. Ew.
It worked. It worked. I need to learn, like, I need to pull a fucking shaoma and, like, learn a couple, like, Chinese words, like a couple words in Mandarin, so I could just, like, pop off out of nowhere in moments like this. You know what I mean? I need to train myself to, like get, like, an accent, get the accent right and everything for, like, one phrase. Not a phrase, but, like an entire sentence, maybe 2 sentences. You know what I mean? That way I can pop off. Like this.
Ni Renshi Mao Zedong Ma Rizzed Up Livy Dun? Dude. Ni Ji Dao Yesu Si Zhong Wu Ren Ma? Mego Zheng Fu Buzang Rang Ni Ji Dao? Yinwei Bai Dong Shi Tong Xing Lian. ETA.
I mean, he's just like reading it from Google Translate, right? Kaya wants something as of a couple of minutes ago. Yeah, no, she's bored on that. She's bored on the Kaya, down. Good girl. The establishment fears this.
做兄弟，
做兄弟，
没有，来世，在哪里？有福同享，
有福同享，
有難同擔，
有難同擔。
我而家，學埋身。
Was that good? Did I pop off? No, I didn't. I need to get better at this. He's the real life version of the Chinese beaver? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I need to learn this, actually. Okay, I have no way of... This is too fast. It's too fast. What is this? I made a funny. Hasanabi preparing to watch a 15-minute video. It's going to take 1 hour and 43 minutes. Is true. The tonal component is so difficult. I think because I had to train myself to not have a Turkish accent, I feel like I can pick up on like the accent and the tonal differences. It's that time of the year again. It's Eric Adams time. On NBC New York, Eric Adams just called New York City the Dublin of America. What? Can I send a TikTok for fear and? No.
You're on your phone, it's a typical Tuesday night. You're scrolling.
Oh my God, you guys are, dude. I get embarrassed sometimes when you guys send me memes like that because like it reminds me that we're all old. You know what I mean? Like it's just like the community is a reflection of the streamer. And when you guys send me like lame ass TikToks, I'm like, oh God, it's like so cringy and so millennial. Okay, it's just, I'm sorry. I love you all. TikTok mogging meme for youngsters. Bye bye. I'm a self-hating millennial for sure. I am. You are the one who turns into a bunch of lame leftists. No, I was never trying to fucking turn you into a lame. I was trying to turn you into a leftist who is not lame. You say a lot of millennial shit, reminds me of my older cousins. Like what? What am I saying? There's millennial. Okay. Also, I'm 32. There's like obvious parts. There are obvious parts of my commentary and my vibes that I put out that are going to be millennial. Like one thing that I don't understand, for example, is the millennial zoom thing. Like people will be like, millennials zoom like this, zoomers zoom like this. And it's like, how do you zoom that way? How do you zoom in the other way? I don't know how to like fucking do a fast cut zoom. You're editing it in post, right? And then there's the millennial pause. Does anyone have that TikTok specifically? Hold on. Let me just TikTok it.
Dude. Bro, what are you doing?
Just filling up the tank.
What tank? That is a bike.
Like a bicycle.
This engine rips, bro. You want to tell the truth? You want a knuckle sandwich? I eat knuckle sandwiches for dinner.
Gross.
Hold on. You figured out hands-free Instagram stories 2 days ago. I was proud. No, I've known how to do hands-free Instagram stories. Hold on. What is it? What was I gonna look for? Millennial Zoom. Here, look.
This is how a millennial zooms in, and this is how Gen Z zooms in.
537 people messaged me about this. I get it. I understand. I do the millennial zoom. Come here. The thing is, right, and this is the fun part, I know I look like a millennial. I'm Gen Z.
Yeah. This guy's whole shtick is that he's like old looking, and but I don't understand how people do the Gen Z zoom. Like, how do you do a Gen Z zoom?
So I think that one thing I have realized in life is that everything moves so fast. And with everything moving fast, you got to learn.
Yeah, they just cut all that dead space in, like, I think Zoomers just edit more. That's it. Gen Z content is the worst content on the planet. No, I think, here's a couple things I will say, okay? I don't know how the fucking Gen Z
Britain,
Zoom
you guys
works.
drive on the left side of the street?
Okay, what is happening? Stop sending me random fucking TikToks that you guys think are funny, okay? I am asking for a very specific thing. There's a very specific concept, you fucking boomers in the chat. Okay? You fucking boomers in the chat. There's a very specific thing that millennials do online. There's a couple different things. One is the millennial pause, is the Zoomers call it. I get it. I think it's because like Zoomers just edit their TikToks before they post it, whereas millennials don't do that and they don't start immediately as soon as the video starts rolling. Okay? So that's one thing. I know that. I understand that. The other thing is it's not just the millennial pause, it's the millennial zoom. So the millennial zoom is like is just like slowly zooming in. Whereas the Gen Z zoom is just like boom, they immediately zoom in post, I think. All right?
Like, this is how a millennial zooms in, and this is how Gen Z zooms.
Since all you guys don't know this zoom.
How do you do it? Explain it to me. Explain it to me, Zoomer. Explain it to me now. How do you do it? See, that's what I'm saying. Look.
Millennial zooms in. And this is how Gen Z zooms.
What did you do? What did you do? Explain it to me now. Magic. I think they scaled the video in post. That is what I think it is. I think they're just fucking editing, which is annoying. Oh, she was thirsty. That's why she wanted to get out of bed. Yeah, it's a cut in the video. That's how...
Since a lot of you guys don't know this zoom, the Gen Z zoom, I'm going to be teaching you because it's a pretty basic trick that everybody should know. All you have to do is go into your edit tool, then split the segment that you want to zoom into during. Then you go to that segment, you zoom in.
It is in fucking post. It's in post. It's literally in fucking post. I thought there was like a way to tap it or something. It's just a post edit. That's it. That's it. You try hard, broccoli haired motherfuckers. That's all you've been doing? Because you've been fucking doing it in post? That's it? That shit is so dumb, dude. You think fucking millennials don't know how to edit? I mean, at least I do. I've been doing content for fucking years. Yeah, Zoomers edit their TikToks. That's it. It's just a fucking jump cut. Well, not really a jump cut. They just fucking zoom in and post. That's it. Why are you getting pressed, big bro? I'm getting pressed because I'm angry. I thought there was a secret to it. I literally, this entire time, I thought that there was an actual fucking way that you can just like zoom in. Complaining about this is very millennial of you. Okay, now that I have also recognized that I'm a boomer and I'm cringe and I'm a millennial, which, you know, I do recognize all of those things, okay? And I do like that Zoomers care about their fucking little tic-tacs, okay? Tic-tac-toe, as Nancy Pelosi, who is in my same age range, said. I do like that they do the cap cut stuff. It looks cool. It's visually pleasing. I'm a fan of all of that. More power to you. You know, let your freak flag fly. Be as creative as you want, okay? That's fine. However, there is one aspect where the Zoomers are not all right. I think because TikTok shows me what I want to fucking see, I've seen this whole like millennials look their age, but Zoomers look much older shit that's been popping off. And like every single time I see like a Zoomer TikToker being like, oh, really? Like, oh, really? You actually think you look your age? You look 30. And then the dude is like 35 or 36 or 37, almost 40 years old. And the girl making fun of the fucking older, the millennial, looks like they're literally 35. How is this happening? What has happened? Why? The biggest millennial cope is thinking they look 20. No, people are misunderstanding. Millennials don't think they look 20. They're saying they look their age. Like as in, if you're 35, you look like you're 35 years old. And the video I saw was insane. And I don't know if it's the microplastics. I don't know if it's the makeup changing. I don't know if it's the damn phone, always on they phone. I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't think millennials like look. I don't think, especially younger millennials, like look younger than they actually are. I don't think so at all. I'm 32 years old. I think I look 32, maybe 35. Okay? When I shave the beard, 32. When I have the beard, 35. Okay? But it's in the fucking age range. But then sometimes I see people on TikTok and they're like the dude that we watched earlier with the Zoom, right? Not this guy. Where is he? This guy. Like he's the first guy that I watched that was like, what the fuck? Like, that's his whole shtick now about how he looks like a millennial, but he's actually Gen Z. But there are a lot of people out there who are just like in their early 20s that just kind of look like they're 30. And I don't know what the fuck's going on. No shaving makes you look older. Dermal fillers make 22-year-olds look 35 and a 35-year-old look 55 after a while. I think maybe it might be COVID. And I don't know what it is. This whole shtick, his whole shtick, and it's gotten already gotten old. I mean, don't make fun of him. I think he's like a nice person aside from that. But like Jay Schlatt and Ted Nivison are great examples of this, right? When I found out that Jay Schlatt was like 22, when the first time I found out his age, he was 22. I don't know. He's like 23, 24 maybe now. I don't know how old he is now. But I was genuinely shocked. Like I could not believe it. I thought this dude was like my age. He did a TikTok about the aging.
So it has been quite an interesting couple of days for Jordan. Come here. So a few days ago, I was.
This isn't the TikTok I'm looking for. I saw like a dude who was like 38 or something, and oh, this is the one here.
Gen Zers in the back that didn't hear me the last time. Millennials look fantastic.
What kind of denial-filled middle-age crisis ass bullshit is this? What 12-year-old called you ugly? Show me the Disney ears. Show them to me. What twink on Grindr asked you for your ARRP card? Come on, let me know. Pour one out, y'all. Pour one out for every millennial going through a crisis. I'm just gonna let you sit with this one, bro. You look 30. By the way, you look 30.
I mean, it's cringe. This guy is like also cringe. He's cringe because you're 38 years old and you're on TikTok. It's always going to happen that way. You're always going to be a little cringe, right? And like, when I first watched this video, I was like, why is this 30-year-old woman making fun of another dude who's also 30 about like who's a millennial and who's a Zoomer? Okay. And then I found out that like she's like 22 or something.
Peace and love.
I'm tripping out right now. And
yeah,
I'm not
until she did that. When she did that, I was like, oh, maybe she's a Zoomer.
trying to be shady. I swear to God, I'm not trying to be shady. But when that video first started, I thought it was a fellow millennial sympathizing with what I was talking about. But when I looked on this person's profile, homegirl is 20 years old. And this is like one of the first times I actually felt what other millennials were talking about Jynxzi looking a little bit older for her age. And homegirl was like loud about her opinions and was trying to like laugh at my expense. Don't want to be mean to her. Baby girl, baby girl. Oh, Jesus. Like, you're pretty, you're beautiful. I'm not trying to like tear you down or anything, because looking older than your age isn't a bad thing and shouldn't be stigmatized by society. But when you're like laughing at my expense about the way I look, oh God, sorry. Oh God, baby girl. Oh my God. And like, oh my God. It's so funny that you're trying to read me for looking 30 and saying you look 30. Yes, wonderful.
Both of these people suck. I agree. I do agree with that. TikTok's my favorite stream activity. When are you gonna watch? What we gonna watch when it's gone? Instagram Reels? Never. I don't like this discourse that much. Especially because it's like very self-serving, seemingly, because I am 32, right? And as a 32-year-old, like, everyone is gonna understandably feel like this is self-serving. Okay. And be like, oh, look, millennials are like dunking on the Zoomers. I genuinely don't understand it, but I think it probably is because of the I think it's probably because of the Vsauce video, if you guys remember. Like, the video Vsauce did where he talked about how like the things that we wear and like the way we do our hair and all this stuff basically changes the way that we perceive one another's ages. And that's why you have like, you know, you have this phenomena where you look at people in the 60s, 70s and the way that they fucking dress and they're like 20 years old, but they look much older. Like, I think that's probably what it is. And we're making, you know, we're making a lot of hay out of it, I guess. You know, stop sending me Instagram Reels, you fucking 45-year-old demons in the chat. The Instagram demons in the chat. You have to stop it. Okay? I am not interested in watching your fucking reel. What's next, bro? Are you going to send me a Facebook link? Stop linking me Instagram Reels. Okay? I don't want to see something that banged on TikTok 3.5 months ago that you watched through like 8 different fucking filters. Okay? Every Instagram Reel is like a meme that made its way from TikTok to Twitter. It got recycled by all of the fucking bot farm accounts with blue check marks, finally made its way to Instagram Reels because your grandma saw it. You're sending me Instagram Reels. You know who sends me Instagram Reels? My mom. You are sending me Instagram Reels like you are my mom. You know who sent me an Instagram Reel the other day? My dad. My dad sent me an Instagram Reel. I was like, this is Jover. AB from the H3 Pod did say that Reels gave him more engagement. Yes, Instagram Reels are seen by a lot of people. I'm just talking about like what is filtered. Like how Instagram Reels are developed. Okay? I'm 32. I have a sister who's 27 and youngest is 22. We went to grab beer together. Only my middle sister got carded. I'm the exact opposite. I hate getting TikTok sent to me. Who hurt you? Hasan's view count bot. Nobody. I don't know. Maybe it's like this is genuinely a something that I'm like trying to figure out. Okay, this is something that I'm trying to figure out. As a 400-year-old demon myself, I genuinely don't understand it because, like, I'm 32. I think I look in the age range of what I am. Maximum, I'm like 36 looking. You know what I mean? Whereas sometimes when I see like a 20-year-old and I look back at how I looked when I was 20 years old and I look at how this 20-year-old now looks, I'm like, what the fuck? I thought we were the same age. And I don't know why it feels like that. I wouldn't say that about Sean, for example, who I had on the broadcast, maybe because I know his age, but like, I don't think Sean looks older than he actually is. So obviously there are like plenty of people who look their age, right? Who are Gen Z. But having said that, there are definitely enough people that are Gen Z that just like look much older than they actually are. And I don't know what the fuck's going on there. Much like height, this whole conversation is a terminally online convo. Go to a mall and you can totally tell who's in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. Probably. Nah, you look 53. Dude, I hope I look like this when I'm 53. Are you kidding me? That'd be so sick. I thought Keizo was your age. Wait, how old is Keizo? He is my age. Keizo is my age. For sure. Don't you think people start taking more care with themselves in their 30s? When you're in your 20s, you don't stress much about it? Yeah, I never thought about it at all until I got these fucking lines in the top of my dome. I got these brow lines, right? Once you start seeing those in photos, you're like, what the fuck is that? You're like, what is that? What the fuck is that? And then you're like, God damn, how did that happen? Okay. I think that's why people get Botox. Obviously, I'm not fucking with that at all. But I now moisturize this part of my fucking brow and around my eyes too. I do that. And that's not a thing that I ever even thought about before. I noticed it when I was like when I passed 30. By the way, Keizo is 25. Come on.
Oh, dude. If I had access to DoorDash where I live. Wait, you don't have DoorDash? No, I wouldn't be here. That's probably the. Yo, on everything I love, if I had access to DoorDash, I'd have died 2 years ago. Dude, if I had food, I can't. Dude, if I had the ability to have food delivered to my house.
As an elder Gen Z, is because advertising and consumer goods are all either child or full adult now. Like the teen and tween fashion isn't a thing anymore. I remember being 12 and going to the petite section in clothing stores and buying clothes designed for adult women. So we've been presenting ourselves like full adults for ages so we feel older. Also, I think unlimited access to the internet exposes us to things way too old for us. Yeah, I think so. Zoomers got that Zoomers got that 500-yard stare going because they've been living on a planet where they have unfiltered, unrestricted access to everything that the internet has. They always got that. But anyway, I guess the thing to mention here, I think you're skewing your perception of Gen Z's age, especially if they have a beard. Maybe. The thing is, it doesn't matter how old somebody looks. Okay? It don't matter. It does not fucking matter. Okay?
People are
aging is natural. It is beautiful. It is fine. And honestly, not only is it natural and beautiful, but people should welcome it. And I say this because I am aging. Okay? Yeah, it's self-interested of me to say this. But you will too. Nothing worse than what we saw on the internet growing up. They act like millennials didn't grow up during the wild west of the age of the internet. I'm 30. I remember sites like Best Score and Live Leak. Yeah, but you had to go to those sites to see that shit, okay? And I think you're forgetting how many people didn't actually end up seeing that shit, or maybe saw it sometimes. I feel like the level of like unhinged shit that is unrestricted that you will watch and see, even if you don't want to watch or see it, even if you don't seek it out, has been elevated. Sure, the absolute worst of the worst content is like probably even harder to find now than back then. But there was like there was a level of restriction. There was a level of restriction that filtered out like a lot of people. Kyle, okay, she's passed the fuck out on the ground. I'm just letting her lay on the ground. The difference is Gen Z grew up with the internet. Millennials grew up with the internet. How old someone looks does matter a little when you're trying to date and trying to avoid problematic age gaps. Wait, what? This is, okay. Tell me how phenomenally online you are with one sentence. You don't have to say, I'm the most extremely online person on the planet, like in those words, but I will immediately arrive at that conclusion. Let me tell you something, okay? Absolutely zero people in the real world are making these assessments. This is entirely about how people perceive you online. Problematic age gaps, or like how old or young your partner looks and how that will be perceived, is an entirely online phenomenon. Okay? Also, like an odd thing. You said, again, worst community to say this. Worst community to say this in, because let's be real, we are all extremely fucking online. We spend a lot of our time on here on Twitch. We spent every fucking waking moment online. It's going to be real hard for this community to rip themselves off of that, that assertion. That's also a universal Zoom review that age gaps are problematic even if the person is over 18 and consents to being with someone older. Yes, that's a totally understandable proposition from Zoomers who online have been online since they were like 14, 15, and were most likely predated on by a bunch of older people that either A, were being fucking gross and creepy and pedophilic, or B, didn't know what they looked like or how old they were, because you assume everyone is your age online. Like, you never, even now when I go on Twitter, I never personally think this person responding to me is probably some fucking unhinged psychopath or a 12-year-old. I think this person is just like me, has the same shared collective experiences, and is making this opinion known in the most like, with all the reason and all the logic. Even if you don't understand, even if you end up coming to the conclusion that they're probably not all there, your first assumption always is like, yeah, this person's probably like me. Okay? That's normal. So you just never know how old someone is online. And I think when you're like 14, 15 and when you're brought into the fray and talking to like whole ass adults, that I think creates like a natural resistance against like older people in that regard. This kind of shit would be avoided like the top of the hour ad break can be avoided Okay. If most of our social interactions occurred in the meat space, but it does not. The overwhelming majority of social interactions that people have now are online. I don't let my 27-year-old girlfriend moisturize because I'm 30 and I want her to catch up so the allegations stop. Remember when teenagers used to hide their age and were afraid to look like a stupid kid online? Now they're all nearly bragging that they're minors and confidently saying the dumbest shit about serious topics as they're enlightened. I'll never forget the one time someone came up to debate about the ethics of sexuality and fiction on one of my posts. I brought up Game of Thrones and they responded, my mom won't let me watch it yet, but, and I just sat with my face in my hands for a good 5 minutes. That's it. That is a perfect demonstration of exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, you're 15, little bro. Do 15-year-old shit. Why are you fucking doing this? That's not 15-year-old shit. Go watch like Fortnite memes or something. What the fuck is wrong with you? You know? What is this? Why does Jynxzi look older? Lamau, these kids wilded, not the Benjamin pen. Is this an anti-young people stream? I mean, as an old, obviously I'm going to have a slant here. There's also this genuinely terrifying phenomenon as well, for the record, which is the 10-year-olds are also now like dominating Sephora. I've seen so many goddamn videos of this, and I've been meaning to watch one of them. Here's Funky Frog Bait talking about 10-year-olds are taking over Sephora.
Posting in a panic because apparently the preteens have extended their territory into Sephora. Beauty gurus beware. The 10-year-olds are done with dolls and now they're after your luxury makeup.
I think this person is anti-react. I think they had a video on it. Okay, we are not watching this video then. I will just simply show you some of the selects about the 10-year-olds Sephora kids.
Personal.
I did warn you of the ad. This was the TikTok that was that first like popped off on the situation, on this predicament.
This was the time when they were so incredibly viral that they weren't in stock literally anywhere. So I told her that no, we didn't have them, but I
Source reaction content is theft. Okay, I'm not reacting to her fucking content. Like, I'm just, you know what? Actually, I don't even want the smoke. Honestly, I don't want to fucking restart the Reactgate shit. I'm just gonna not watch. Funky Frog Bait also made videos on age of Jynxzi versus Millennial and Rage Bait. Okay, well, their anti-reaction, apparently, first of all, their pronouns are they, them, is what someone informed me in the chat. So let's get it right. Secondly, they're anti-reaction, but reacting to TikToks. Yeah, of course, but there's a difference there. I get it. I understand it. One, Funky is MB. Two, they are pro-react as long as it's ethical and actual commentary. Please, I love Funky so much. I just don't want to. I don't want the smoke. If you're going to go watch it, you can watch it on your own. 10-year-olds are taking over Sephora. Channel is Funky Frog Bait. They have a way more nuanced take.
All right, chat. So today we're going to be reacting to this YouTuber called Funky Frog Bait. It's a stupid name. Okay, let's get started. Reaction content. Because why?
Go to the end. As it says Sniper Wolf, XQC. Stop, you're just reigniting the convo. Yeah, what am I doing? I have PTSD, and so does chat, honestly, from this kind of stuff. Like a moth drawn to the flame. Yeah. Reacting to Reactgate is like so meta. You love getting yourself in the drama. I don't think this person is but don't you make reaction content? Watch the whole video, open your eyes and look at the thumbnail. Your stupidity is agonizing. What if they talk about me? I want to know. No, I don't. I don't think they even bring me up. I just like scrolled through it, and I think it's mostly just like XQC related. Because like XQC it like does the uploads and whatnot, you know what I mean? So I think it's mostly just XQC and then Sniper Wolf, which was like a big part of the Reactgate drama originally, which was about like how Sniper Wolf just like collects some of the best TikToks and doesn't do enough to like react to it, you know, that kind of thing. And then their commentary on it, on the React spectrum, it seems. That's my assessment of it. What if I made a video reacting to this video and gave you permission to react to that? Yeah, I just don't. Reactgate is wild because I've started watching more YouTube channels that you react to. I know. Let's not even talk about it again. Control F the transcript and see if you're mentioned. No, I'm not going to do that. No, I don't care. I don't care about if they mention me or not. Okay, I don't care. Moist is getting better at basketball.
I'm watching this. I'm putting my channel points on Moist Critical here.
Huh. Off topic, I'm disappointed Mark didn't join the watch party. I watched all 4.5 hours of the debate between Norm Finkelstein, Destiny, Benny Morris, and Moin Rabani. It was worth every minute. I highly recommend. Use this to clap drama people, to be honest. Everyone has the worst takes on this stuff. Okay, except for me. I have the best takes. Well, some of the YouTubers have good takes on it too. Just the ones that agree with me. That's it. That's all I'm going to say on it. Not only have I been put on the channels of okay, stop. I don't care. I don't care about the good parts of. I don't care about like how good reacting to the YouTubers' videos are either. I just don't care. New Yes Theory video from Greece. Yeah, what is happening to this community? What has become of us? We used to be a community. We used to be a community of people who were having fun, who were interested in having fun. Okay? And now we've become a community that's only interested in one thing, and that is debate. Please, let's stop. Let's come to our senses together, and let's watch cringe TikToks like this one. Dude, he's so woke. I'm attracted to all ethnicities. Genuinely. Genuine inspection and an openness to learn. To me, that is smart. The want to learn, you know? Did I miss any? Because I'm attracted to them too. Fucking let's go. But mostly, I'm attracted to women with big hearts. Just genuine people with love to give a heart. Okay? Hasan, pay attention. Did you end your Amazon Prime partnership? No, I did not. I think they moved Primes to a different place. I don't know where it is. But you can still subscribe with Prime to avoid the top of the hour ad breaks, which I ran already. So don't worry. If you didn't see it, then you didn't see it, okay? Your legs can reach upon somebody's son's shoulders, but when it's time for exercise, you complaining, don't scroll by. I'm
Little
talking
crazy
to you.
in her. Sharp eyes with the mind of a sinner.
What does that even mean? What does that even mean, bro? What does that Charlie's video about
There's
Kick?
no shortage of degenerates that stream on Kick. It's like if Arkham Asylum had their own streaming platform. It's this 20...
I mean... Okay, that was a good one. Because it's so... That is a good bar. It's funny because it's so unimaginably accurate.
24/7 Big Brother broadcast of just unhinged lunacy at this point. And somehow that always ruffles people's feathers. Like, no, it's not everyone. You can't say that about Kick. And of course, it's not everyone on Kick is a weirdo, obviously. But you've got to hop off.
Resubscribe button under the stream. Elevate your subscription tab. Use your Prime sub checkbox.
The idiot potion here. Snap back to reality. Get out of the delusion if you think that Kick's public perception is anything other than entirely negative. There is so much crime that just gets broadcast on there. It's incredible how the FBI hasn't used it as a resource to bust some complete awful people.
That is, of course, if, you know, if the FBI was actually interested in doing that sort of thing, then they would be doing that. Except the FBI is probably more interested in streaming on Kick rather than fucking doing the busts.
People. Like just recently, something about chickens made that video exposing the Kick predator, and it's not like that's an isolated incident. There's quite a bit of that going on Kick, because the platform is attracting some putrid worms to it like this festering dumpster that's surrounded by mosquitoes.
Can I just say that's another area where I've been so goddamn vindicated? Like, remember, proven right again, vindicated once again.
Damn, this guy's good.